Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a couple of days, so I'm behind. So this video is going to be an update video on 3 cases, and we're going to put them all together. Here we go. The first one we're going to talk about is Destiny and Daysha Hogan, and this is down in Florida. This is the update that I have. South Florida mom arrested in death of daughters found in the canal. This is in Lauderhill, Florida. A South Florida mother has been arrested in the deaths of her 2 daughters, whose bodies were found in a canal last month. Police said they have arrested Daysha Hogan, 36, on 2 counts of first-degree murder, and she's currently being held at the Broward County Jail. The bodies of Destiny Hogan, 9, and Daysha Hogan, 7, were discovered just hours apart on June 22nd in the canal in a Lauderhill residential neighborhood. Investigators identified the girl's mother as a possible person of interest. Shortly after the incident, police said Hogan was offering to baptize people in the canal a day earlier. She had been taken into custody, but no criminal charges were initially filed until Tuesday night. Hogan had been in hospital care after reports that she had been acting erratically. Anyone with more information about Tanessa, Daysha, or Destiny Hogan is asked to call the Lauderhill Police Department at 954-497-4700 or the Broward County Crime Stoppers at 954-493-TIPS. So that's the only update that there is, but she's now been charged. Like I said, she was... Well, whenever I showed the press conference, it was pretty obvious at that point that she was getting mental help because they hadn't arrested her, but she was, as they said, not out in the community. So I guess we're going to see what happens with this one. This next one is very short, but it's about Little Summer Wells here in Tennessee. It's not major news, but I know that it's been put out there. The TBI has decided to cancel her Amber Alert. It will no longer be seen on the highways and on people's cell phones and stuff like that. It sucks. I can't imagine if I was somebody that missed her right now, families, friends. I mean, that's got to be devastating to see that goes away. But you see the search efforts that they've done for her have been above and beyond what you could ever ask for as somebody with a missing child, you know. So they have to be able to put those resources to somebody else too. And you know, they are still looking for her. If any tips come in, they're going to keep looking. They've got, last I heard, it was almost 1,000 tips. It might have hit 1,000 by now. That was a couple of days ago. So yeah, it sucks. It's not great news, but it's to be expected, I guess. All right. Okay, I saved this one for last because it's conjured up a lot of news. There's an update in the case, but the case is so horrible that it's finally spawned some people to be outraged, you know, that are in the government, and it's opened up some new investigations, so we're going to talk about that too. But the update is this is Maddox Williams, if I didn't say that. The grandmother kept toddler's mother from police after a 3-year-old dies, and this is part of an affidavit that I'm going to read from. The mother of the Maine woman charged last month with murder in the death of her toddler son has been charged with concealing her daughter's whereabouts from authorities. Sherry Johnson, 59, and Jessica Trefethen took an unresponsive Maddox Williams, 3, to Waldo County General Hospital on June 20th, when Trefethen told hospital officials that her son had been knocked down by a dog leash and then kicked by his 8-year-old sister. Emergency room staff could not find a pulse and were unable to resuscitate the boy, and he was pronounced dead. Johnson reportedly misinformed Maine State Police about Trefethen's whereabouts twice. First on the day Maddox died, when she told him she had dropped her daughter off at a boat launch because she wanted to be alone. The Waldo Village Soup reported. That's the name of a newspaper, huh? When police told her video surveillance from the boat launch did not show Johnson there, she admitted driving to Bucksport with Trefethen and returning later in the day. The second time was 3 days later, after an autopsy revealed that Maddox died from blunt force trauma that was not accidental. That day, she told detectives who called looking for Trefethen that she didn't know where she was, but admitted her daughter was inside when detectives came to her home. An autopsy revealed that Maddox had bruises on his legs, abdomen, and head. Partially healed abrasions on his face had been covered by temporary tattoos, deep tissue bruising to his buttocks, internal bleeding in the abdomen, indicating a ruptured bowel. a bleeding brain injury, and a fractured spine. Police said the autopsy also revealed abrasions on the inside of his lips and 3 missing teeth. X-rays showed that Maddox's adult teeth were not yet in position to push his baby teeth out. Trefethen waved away the injury, saying her son bruised very easily and that her kids played wild and crazy. But the medical examiner said the boy's injuries were too severe to have been caused by playing or falling down. Trefethen was charged with depraved indifference murder and ordered held on $150,000 bond. Oh, here's the fun part, guys. Johnson was given a $2,000 cash bail or $20,000 in real estate and ordered not to have contact with a number of people, including Trefethen. She was ordered to have no contact with children under the age of 14 or anyone on a list of people that included Maddox's father, Andrew Williams, and Jason Trefethen, the father of Jessica Trefethen's other 3 children. Class B crimes carry punishments of up to 10 years in prison and or a fine up to $10,000. Okay, now I'm going to read you a letter by Senator Chip Curry. This is dated July 9th of this year. And it says it's about investigating the Office of Child and Family Services and Child Protective Services. Senator Libby, Representative McDonald, and distinguished colleagues on the Joint Standing Committee on Government Oversight. My name is Chip Curry. I'm the state senator for Senate District Number 11, which comprises most of the towns of Waldo County. It is with deep sadness that I write this to you today. I write to you on behalf of Maddox Williams, Kendall Chick, Marissa Kennedy, and unfortunately too many other children who lost their lives here in Maine. The death of a child is always tragic, especially when it could have been prevented. As we know, 2 children from Stockton Springs tragically lost their lives due to familial abuse, and 4 other Maine children died just last month. The Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Child and Family Services, and Child Protective Services has failed these children. We said this after the death of Marissa Kennedy, when support staff, caseworkers, and other adults in her life failed to intervene before she was killed from years of physical abuse. We said this after the death of Kendall Chick, when early intervention and clinical support could have changed the course of her life. Now we say this again after Maddox Williams, only 3 years old, had his life cut far, far too short. There is no excuse for our failure to act on child welfare reform. The deaths of Maddox Williams, along with 3 others in the last month, prove that our actions have been insufficient. We've been here before in the Maine Child Welfare Services Ombudsman, I'm not familiar with that word, but did substantial work to point out the flaws and holes in our system, and yet few of these recommendations have been implemented. Despite changes in policies, many of the same basic investigatory and monitoring practices have not changed. Poor support practices, especially in the first month of an investigation, can leave children defenseless for months or years. Seeing as the recommendations made by the Ombudsman were not implemented, I'm deeply concerned as to why and what barriers exist that prevent achieving the systematic goals outlined in the report Child Welfare, an update on system improvement efforts. If the knowledge and information on how to reform our department and our system exists, what's keeping us from succeeding, and where do we need to make further changes? I ask the Government Oversight Committee to work with the Ombudsman to identify the barriers to organizational change and possible strategies for overcoming them to build up a more efficient child welfare system. Our legislator has a responsibility to all the residents of Maine. We need to be more effective in providing oversight and ensuring the implementation of reform. If we have been successful in following the recommendations that were available months before, we could have been successful in providing better quality services to families and children and potentially save the lives. Therefore, I also ask the Government Oversight Committee to investigate more effective ways our legislator can provide oversight and assistance. I understand that the Department of Health and Human Services has brought in an independent investigator who will provide recommendations as well, and I request that the independent investigator work alongside the legislator so that work can be congruent and result in real solutions. Inaction will continue to cost Maine children their lives. Thank you to the members of the Government Oversight Committee and the staff of the Office of the Program Evaluation and Government Accountability for their time and consideration. Is that not a letter? So what do you guys think about all that? we'll talk about it down in the comments. Be sure you like, share this around, subscribe if you haven't already. I did hit my big goal of 1,000 subs towards the beginning of the week, and as of yesterday, YouTube okayed my monetization, so that's on my channel. So if you see something crazy, like a video that has way too many ads in it, I didn't do it, and I don't know what I'm doing. So all you got to do is tag me in a comment somewhere, and I'll try to come fix it or figure out what happened. I've had a week, y'all. This has been a week. It has been a week full of Mondays. It's just like Groundhog Day. It's just been Monday and Monday and Monday. I tried to let my voice rest. They came in today and they replaced my heating and air unit. So right now, as of like 8 o'clock at night, my house is a nice cool 80 degrees. It's actually gone down 7 degrees since they got finished installing it. But I couldn't record anything, couldn't get nothing done. It was so dang hot in here, and it was just drilling and hammering and scraping and all noise all day. So I've been dealing with that and a headache, and yelling over all the fans, and it's been stupid hot. I think that's what's wrong with my voice. I don't know. So anyway, there's all that stuff going on. I'm probably not going to do Hearsay Live this week. I've just got too much junk going on. We just had that fixed. We put off a bunch of stuff. We had to get the kids registered for school. My anniversary is Monday, so my husband and I might actually get to go do something, which is nice because this will be our 13th anniversary. Over half of those, I've been in the hospital. So, fingers crossed, I'm not in the hospital on Monday and we can do something. So, plus, I think a weekend break will give my voice a little bit of a rest. Who knows? I don't know. I have one less teenager in the house. He went on his trip today, so that's one less kid to yell at. The other kids are going back to school, so maybe I will get to rest. Who knows? But anyway, guys, talk about it down in the comments. Like I said, I'm going to try to put out some more videos in the next couple of days. But until next time, talk to you later. Bye.